It started as a joke, like most stupid things do. Late nights with too much time on my hands, browsing through the darkest corners of the internet. You know the kind of sites, the ones full of conspiracy theories, rants about lizard people, secret societies, and the government hiding aliens in underground bunkers. I never took any of it seriously. It was all harmless entertainment, a way to kill time while I ignored the fact that my life was going nowhere. Then I stumbled across the Mirror Men. At first glance, it was like any other conspiracy theory. Some faceless user on an obscure forum claiming that there were creatures, or people, no one seemed to agree, who looked just like us, but weren't. They mimicked us, blended in, but their purpose was something far darker. The theory was vague, frustratingly so, but that's what made it intriguing. There were thousands of comments from people claiming they had seen them. The Mirror Men. Apparently, they appeared when you were alone, in the most mundane places. A grocery store, a parking lot, your own home. You'd see someone from the corner of your eye, just a regular person, but something would feel off. Maybe their smile was too wide, or their eyes a little too sharp. But if you made eye contact with them, really looked at them, that's when things got bad. You'd start seeing them everywhere. They'd follow you, watching, until eventually, they took your place. I laughed at it. Ridiculous, right? Like some kind of low-rent invasion of the body snatchers. But the more I read, the more unsettling it became. People on the forum shared detailed accounts, missing persons, unexplained disappearances, individuals who had claimed to see a mirror of themselves and then vanished. And then there were the pictures. At first, they didn't seem like much. Blurry security cam shots, grainy stills from old cell phones. But the more I looked at them, the more I noticed the same thing. The figures captured in the images, all of them had something wrong with their faces. Their eyes. They weren't right. They were too large, too dark, and all of them seemed to be staring directly at the camera, as if they knew they were being watched. The comments beneath each post were filled with warnings. Don't look too long. They know when you're reading about them. Once you've seen them, they've seen you. That was when I should have stopped. I should have closed the browser, cleared my history, and moved on. But I didn't. Curiosity, that damned thing, pushed me further. One night, after hours of digging through post after post, I found something different. A user named Abraxas had posted a message that sent a chill down my spine. They aren't just in the pictures. They are in the mirrors. And once they are in, they don't come out until they take you. I leaned back in my chair, trying to shake off the feeling creeping up my spine. I'd been staring at my screen for too long, letting this stupid theory get to me. But then I glanced to my left, at the mirror that hung on the wall by my desk. I hadn't really noticed it before, just one of those decorative things you hang up and forget about. But now, looking at it, I felt a deep unease settle over me. There was no reason for me to feel uneasy. It was just a mirror, reflecting the room back at me. But still, I got up and flipped it to face the wall. Just in case. And then I went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night. It wasn't the sound that woke me, though. It was the silence. That heavy, unnatural silence, like the world was holding its breath. I lay there in the dark, my heart racing, and then I heard it. The softest whisper of movement, like cloth brushing against cloth. It was so faint, I almost thought I imagined it. I strained to listen, holding my breath, and there it was again. Closer this time. My eyes adjusted to the darkness, and that's when I saw it. The mirror. I had turned it to face the wall, I was sure of it. But now, it was turned back around, facing the room. And in the faint light, I saw something moving behind the glass. Something that shouldn't have been there. My reflection was wrong. It was standing, but I was still in bed. The reflection of me, in the mirror, was standing by the foot of the bed, its head cocked at an unnatural angle, eyes wide and empty. My breath hitched, my body frozen in terror, as I watched it smile, this slow, sickening grin that spread across its face like a crack splitting the surface of the glass. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. And then, it started to move. Slowly, deliberately, my reflection, no, the thing pretending to be me, raised its hand and pressed it against the inside of the mirror. Its eyes locked onto mine, unblinking, and that grin stretched wider, showing teeth that were too sharp, too jagged, for a human mouth. I scrambled out of bed, backing up until I hit the wall. I couldn't take my eyes off it. The reflection began to bang on the glass, soft at first, but harder and harder, as if it was trying to break through. I ran. I don't remember getting out of the house, or how long I drove. I just know I ended up at a cheap motel miles away, locking myself in the bathroom, every mirror in the room covered with towels, sheets, anything I could find. I sat on the floor, shaking, trying to convince myself that I was just sleep-deprived, that it was a nightmare. But I knew better. The thing in the mirror wasn't me. And it wasn't finished with me, either. That was 2 days ago. I haven't gone back home, and I haven't looked into a mirror since. But it doesn't matter. I see them everywhere now. Reflections in shop windows, in the shine of a phone screen, those eyes, watching me. Waiting. Every time I catch a glimpse, I see that grin. I see the thing that's coming for me, crawling closer with every reflection. They are not just in the mirrors. They are everywhere. Waiting for you to see them, to acknowledge them. And once you do, they are in. I'm not sure how long I have. I can't keep running forever. Every time I pass a reflective surface, I see myself staring back, but it's not me. It's never me anymore. The mirror men are real. And once you see them, there's no escape. They'll come for you next. Do yourself a favor. Cover your mirrors. And whatever you do, don't look too long.